All right, get ready to dive deep. Today, we're plunging headfirst into the complete works of H.P. Lovecraft.
Oh, Lovecraft, the master of cosmic horror.
That's right, and you, dear listener, want it all. Every unsettling tale, every glimpse into the abyss.
So we're going beyond just spooky stories. We're talking about humanity's place in a vast and indifferent cosmos.
Exactly. We'll uncover the recurring themes, those unsettling elements that make Lovecraft's work so deeply disturbing.
It's that confrontation with forces beyond comprehension. That's where the real horror lies.
That cosmic horror, it sticks with you, doesn't it?
It gets under your skin, makes you question everything.
Okay, let's start at the beginning. The beast in the cave. Even in this early work, those classic Lovecraftian themes are there.
Pure sensory deprivation horror, trapped in darkness, stalked by the unknown.
You feel the protagonist's fear, right? Every sound, every touch amplified in that pitch-black cave.
Lovecraft uses those limited senses to create incredible suspense.
And that creature, both monstrous and pathetic. Lovecraft had a real fascination with the grotesque.
It's the unsettling blend of the familiar and the utterly alien.
Okay, next up, The Alchemist. Now we're talking cursed families, dark legacies.
The idea that our past, our ancestry, can come back to haunt us.
Dying at 32, each generation, hunted by an unseen force. It's chilling.
Those inherited curses, it's like Lovecraft is saying we can't escape our past.
And speaking of hauntings, The Tomb takes us right into that Lovecraftian obsession with death and decay.
Jervis Dudley, fixated on that tomb and its occupant, it's a slow descent into madness.
Lovecraft was a master at exploring that psychology of obsession, wasn't he?
Absolutely, the desire to transcend boundaries, to understand death, it drives his characters to the edge.
Now let's plunge into the depths with Dagon. This is where we first meet Dagon himself, the giant fish god.
The image of that colossal creature rising from the waves, it's pure primal fear.
Lovecraft's descriptions are so vivid you can practically smell the salt water and feel the terror.
He captures those deep-seated fears of the unknown lurking beneath the surface.
Switching gears a bit, a reminiscence of Dr. Samuel Johnson shows us a different side of Lovecraft.
A literary ghost story, a meeting with a spectral Dr. Johnson.
It's a testament to Lovecraft's range. He could shift from visceral horror to this subtle, atmospheric unease.
And it highlights his deep appreciation for literary history.
Okay, ready for a trip into the dreamlands? Polaris takes us to a fantastical city, a world that exists only in dreams.
It's that blurring of reality and fantasy, a chilling sense of cosmic connection.
Recurring dreams, an inexplicable draw to this ancient alien place. It's unsettling.
Lovecraft uses dreams to create a sense of wonder and dread. You never know what's real and what's not.
Beyond the Wall of Sleep delves even deeper into the human mind. A doctor who can perceive the thoughts and dreams of a dying patient.
It's a story about the nature of consciousness, the possibility of other dimensions.
The idea that our minds might be connected to something beyond our understanding is both fascinating and terrifying.
It's that blend of science fiction concepts with cosmic horror that makes Lovecraft so unique.
And then there's Memory, this beautiful, melancholic prose poem. A meditation on time, the cosmos, human insignificance.
It evokes a sense of existential dread, but also a kind of awe.
Lovecraft's ability to create those profound emotions through language is remarkable.
It's a reminder that his work isn't just about monsters and madness. It's about grappling with those big philosophical questions.
Old Bugs takes us to the darker side of city life. This old man, haunted by glimpses of a higher reality.
He's a tragic figure, one of those marginalized characters who stumble upon cosmic truths and can't cope.
It's a reminder that Lovecraft's horror isn't always about adventurers or scholars. It can happen to anyone.
Even the most ordinary people can be exposed to the cosmic horrors lurking beneath the surface.
The White Ship takes us on this allegorical journey.
Yeah.
A man seeking a wondrous but ultimately unattainable land.
It's about longing, disillusionment, the consequences of chasing illusions.
The more introspective side of Lovecraft, but equally captivating.
It speaks to those universal human desires for escape, for something more than the mundane.
The doom that came to Sarnath plunges us into ancient history and cosmic retribution. A cursed city, a horrifying downfall.
It reinforces the theme of cosmic indifference. Even powerful civilizations are fleeting in the face of the vast, uncaring cosmos.
It's a chilling reminder of our own vulnerability, our insignificance on a cosmic scale.
And it highlights Lovecraft's fascination with those civilizations that have met with terrifying ends.
Okay, hold on tight. The statement of Randolph Carter. We're heading into a subterranean mystery that'll leave you with chills.
Claustrophobic setting, limited perspective. It's a masterclass in suspense.
We're trapped with Randolph Carter as he uncovers this horrifying truth. You can practically feel the darkness closing in.
And this story introduces us to one of Lovecraft's recurring characters, a figure who will reappear in even more terrifying tales.
Now let's explore the street. This one takes that Lovecraftian dread and sets it in a chilling urban landscape.
Decay, alienation, an unseen presence that warps reality. It's a story about the dark side of modern life.
The street becomes a symbol of urban decay, the isolation of the individual in the crowd.
And Lovecraft's ability to make those everyday settings feel menacing is remarkable.
Ready for a twist? The terrible old man. Short, impactful, and darkly humorous.
Criminals underestimating their victim. It's a cautionary tale with a Lovecraftian edge.
It's like Lovecraft is saying, don't judge a book by its cover, especially when dealing with the unknown.
And it subverts expectations. The old man, seemingly frail, becomes a symbol of hidden power.
The tree takes us into the dark side of artistic passion. Obsession, revenge, and nature's unforgiving power.
It's a reminder that nature, in Lovecraft's world, is not always benevolent. It can be a force of both creation and destruction.
The tree becomes a symbol of that duality, a warning against tampering with forces beyond our understanding.
And it reinforces Lovecraft's recurring theme, the dangers of seeking forbidden knowledge.
Now, Cephalus offers a different perspective. A man escaping the mundane by seeking solace in a fantastical city from his dreams.
It's bittersweet. The city, a place of beauty and wonder, is ultimately unattainable.
It speaks to those human desires for escape, for a world beyond the harsh realities of life.
And it highlights the ephemeral nature of dreams. We can't escape reality forever.
Okay, brace yourselves. From Beyond is pure cosmic horror. A scientist opens a window into a terrifying dimension.
It's a story about the limits of human perception, the dangers of pushing boundaries.
The idea of these creatures existing beyond our senses, potentially hostile to our very existence.
Yeah.
It's chilling.
It speaks to those deep-seated fears of the unknown, the idea that we might be completely oblivious to the true nature of reality.
And then we meet one of Lovecraft's most enigmatic entities, Nyarlathotep. Apocalyptic visions, strange transformations, it's wild.
Nyarlathotep is full of surreal and nightmarish imagery. It's like a glimpse into a cosmic nightmare.
It hints at the vastness and complexity of Lovecraft's mythology, entities that defy human comprehension.
And it introduces this idea of a cosmic trickster, a being that can take on many forms and manipulate events for its own unknowable purposes.
Okay, back to a more classic horror setting. The picture in the house. Haunted house, rural isolation, glimpses into dark history.
It's Lovecraft taking those familiar tropes and infusing them with his signature dread and fascination with the macabre.
And those creepy details, the picture that seems to change, the eerie encounters with the old man. It stays with you.
Lovecraft was a master at creating an atmosphere of unease, of making even the familiar feel unsettling.
The outsider explores isolation and the yearning for connection, of being trapped in darkness, seeking a way out.
That sense of being utterly alone, of not knowing who you are or where you belong, it's deeply unsettling.
And it's made even more horrifying by the protagonist's discovery of his true nature, a revelation that challenges everything he thought he knew.
Ready for some dark humor and disturbing science? Herbert West Reanimator is a wild ride. A scientist obsessed with conquering death. It's a blend of horror and satire.
It pokes fun at scientific ambition while exploring those ethical boundaries.
It's a cautionary tale about the unintended consequences of playing God.
And those reanimated creatures. Grotesque, unsettling, and ultimately uncontrollable.
They represent the dangers of tampering with the natural order, of trying to cheat death.
Okay, back to the theme of forbidden knowledge with the Hound. Two friends delve into the occult, facing terrifying consequences.
It's a reminder that some secrets are best left buried. The pursuit of knowledge can have a terrible price.
And that haunting image of the Hound, a symbol of death and retribution, it sticks with you.
It's as if Lovecraft is saying, be careful what you seek because you might not like what you find.
Now, The Rats in the Walls plunges us into ancestral secrets, inherited madness. A man returning to his family's home, uncovering something horrifying.
The ancient house, filled with whispers and shadows, becomes a character itself.
It represents the weight of history, the enduring presence of the past, and those rats, a chilling symbol of decay and hidden horrors.
Lovecraft uses sound and imagery to create a truly unsettling atmosphere. You can practically hear the scuttling in the walls.
Hypnos is a short, powerful story about the dangers of exploring the depths of the mind. Insomnia, strange dreams, terrifying encounters.
It's a journey into the unknown corners of consciousness, a warning about the forces we might unleash if we push too far.
And that encounter with the being beyond human comprehension. It's a chilling reminder of the limitations of our understanding.
Lovecraft suggests that there are things in the universe we're not meant to know, and sometimes ignorance is bliss.
Let's take a breath and bask in the eerie beauty of what the moon brings. It's almost like a prose poem.
Transformations, hidden desires, the blurring of reality and fantasy, it captures that strangeness of a moonlit night.
Lovecraft's use of imagery and atmosphere is incredible. He transforms a natural phenomenon into something unsettling.
It hints at the moon's power to influence us, to reveal hidden aspects of ourselves and the world around us.
Back to cosmic entities with Azathoth. This fragment introduces us to a deity embodying the ultimate chaos and indifference of the universe.
Even unfinished, it's a powerful story, a glimpse into a realm beyond human comprehension.
Azathoth, this blind idiot god surrounded by dancing, piping creatures. It's both fascinating and terrifying.
It represents the ultimate cosmic horror, a universe ruled by chaos where meaning and purpose are meaningless.
The Hound revisits those themes of obsession and forbidden knowledge. Grave robbing, the pursuit of the macabre.
It's another warning about the dangers of curiosity, the allure of the unknown.
Lovecraft seems to be saying that sometimes it's best to leave the past buried and to resist the temptation to delve into secrets that are better left hidden.
And it highlights the consequences of those actions. The Hound, a symbol of death and retribution, follows those who dare to disturb the dead.
Now for something a little different, the Cats of Ulthar. This is Lovecraft exploring a lighter side.
It's a whimsical tale about the special relationship between cats and humans.
Ancient magic, feline justice. It's a delightful departure from his usual horror.
And it shows that Lovecraft wasn't just about darkness and dread. He could also create stories that were charming and even humorous.
It's a reminder that there are different facets to his imagination, different ways of exploring the supernatural.
And the cats themselves, symbols of mystery, independence, and ancient power. They add a unique element to Lovecraft's mythology.
Let's delve into ancestral secrets with The Festival. A man returning to his family's home, discovering a horrifying legacy.
Decaying town, unsettling rituals, a slow burn that builds to a truly terrifying climax.
The festival itself is a blend of pagan and Christian traditions, a reminder of the ancient roots of human belief and the persistence of the past.
And it highlights the dangers of uncovering those secrets, of disturbing the balance between the known and the unknown.
He takes us on a haunting journey through urban decay and lost history. It's a story about the secrets hidden beneath the surface of our cities.
Lovecraft's fascination with the past is on full display here. The decaying city becomes a symbol of forgotten history, of the things we try to bury but that refuse to stay buried.
And that encounter with He, this entity that represents the decay and corruption of the city, is a chilling image.
It's a reminder that the past can exert a powerful influence on the present, and that sometimes the things we try to forget are the things that haunt us the most.
Okay, get ready for some chills. Cool Air is a masterfully crafted tale of suspense and horror. A reclusive doctor and his chilling secret.
It's a story about the pursuit of knowledge without considering the consequences. The doctor's obsession with prolonging his life leads him down a dark path.
And the atmosphere of the story, that stifling oppressive heat, it adds to the tension and the horror.
It's a reminder that sometimes the most terrifying things are the things we do to ourselves in the pursuit of our desires.
Now, we're going to face one of Lovecraft's most iconic creations, Cthulhu. The Call of Cthulhu is a landmark story in cosmic horror.
It introduces us to this slumbering behemoth beneath the Pacific Ocean, waiting to awaken and unleash chaos upon the world.
The story is structured like a puzzle, piecing together different accounts and artifacts that hint at Cthulhu's existence and his cult's influence.
It creates a sense of mounting dread, a slow realization that something vast and ancient is stirring.
And the image of Cthulhu himself, that colossal, tentacled being, it's a vision of pure cosmic horror.
It represents the ultimate threat, the ultimate indifference, a being so powerful and ancient that human concerns are utterly meaningless.
Brace yourselves. The Color Out of Space is one of Lovecraft's most unsettling tales. A meteorite brings a strange, terrifying form of alien life.
It's a story about the gradual corruption of a family and their farm. The color itself, this indescribable hue, becomes a symbol of the alien presence.
It's like something out of a nightmare. This insidious, otherworldly force that defies our understanding.
Lovecraft masterfully creates a sense of dread through the slow, inexorable spread of the color. It's a reminder that the most terrifying things are often the things we can't explain.
Back to ancient bloodlines and monstrous creatures with the Dunwich horror. Rural isolation, forbidden knowledge, a cosmic horror unleashed.
Lovecraft blends cosmic horror with folk horror elements here, creating a palpable sense of unease.
The story is set in this remote town, Dunwich, which already feels touched by something dark. And then there's the Whatley family.
They represent the dangers of tampering with forces beyond our understanding. Their connection to Yog-Sothoth, this cosmic entity, brings a terrifying power into the world.
And that climax, the townsfolk confronting this monstrous creature, it's a scene that will stay with you.
The Dunwich horror is a reminder that even the most isolated places can be touched by cosmic horror, and that sometimes the things we fear the most are the things closest to home.
Let's meet some truly unsettling aliens in The Whisper in Darkness. This one takes us to Vermont, where a professor encounters a strange race.
Lovecraft subverts traditional science fiction tropes here. These aliens aren't benevolent explorers, they're something far more sinister.
The Migo, fungoid creatures from Yuggoth. They have advanced technology, but are ultimately monstrous and unknowable.
They represent the vast gulf that might exist between humanity and other intelligent life, and the possibility that those encounters might not be peaceful.
And the way they collect brains and communicate through buzzing sounds, it's truly creepy.
It's a reminder that the universe is full of mysteries and that not all of them are benevolent.
Okay, we're heading to Antarctica again for At the Mountains of Madness. This is Lovecraft on a grand scale.
An expedition that uncovers the ruins of an ancient civilization that predates humanity. It's a story about discovery, horror, and the limits of knowledge.
The explorers find the city of the Elder Things, these ancient beings who created life on Earth. But they also find evidence of something far more terrifying.
The Shoggoths, those shape-shifting creatures that were once their servants, have rebelled. And there are hints of a war with the Migo, those fungoid aliens from The Whisperer in Darkness.
It's like Lovecraft is building this vast, interconnected mythology where different stories and entities are all part of this larger cosmic tapestry.
And At the Mountains of Madness expands our understanding of that mythology. It pushes the boundaries of time and space, revealing the true scope of Lovecraft's cosmic vision.
Now let's bring this cosmic horror closer to home with The Shadow over Innsmouth, a cursed town, a dark secret, and a terrifying lineage.
It's a story about the insidious influence of the Deep Ones, these fish-like creatures that are slowly infiltrating human society.
Our protagonist travels to Innsmouth, this isolated town with strange inhabitants and a disturbing history. He soon discovers the truth about the Deep Ones and their plans for humanity.
It plays on those fears of the other, of the unknown lurking beneath the surface, and the idea that our own ancestry might be tainted by something monstrous.
And that ending, the protagonist realizing that he's also descended from the Deep Ones. It's a chilling reminder that sometimes the things we fear the most are the things closest to us.
The Shadow over Innsmouth is a powerful story about the insidious nature of cosmic horror, the way it can creep into our world and warp our understanding of reality.
Okay, hold on tight, because The Dreams in the Witch House will take you on a wild ride through dimensions and ancient magic.
Lovecraft explores witchcraft, folklore, and the intersection of science and the supernatural.
Walter Gilman, a student at Miskatonic University, rents a room in this old house with a dark history. He starts having strange dreams, encountering a witch and a terrifying rat-like creature.
It's a story about the dangers of seeking forbidden knowledge, the thin line between sanity and madness.
And the way Lovecraft blends mathematics and non-Euclidean geometry into the story, it adds another layer of weirdness and complexity.
It suggests that the universe might operate on principles beyond our understanding, and that our attempts to grasp those principles can lead us to dangerous places.
The Thing on the Doorstep is a creepy tale of possession, identity, and the terrifying consequences of dabbling in the occult.
Lovecraft explores psychological horror here, the gradual unraveling of a man's mind as he's taken over by a sinister force.
Edward Derby and a Senath Waite, a marriage that seems doomed from the start, and a horrifying transformation that blurs the lines between two individuals.
It's a chilling reminder of the fragility of the human psyche, the vulnerability of our minds to outside influences.
Yeah, let's take a glimpse into the macabre mind of the evil clergyman. It's a fragment, but it introduces us to this sinister figure.
He has a taste for the blasphemous, a desire to tamper with the forces of life and death.
It's a reminder that even in his unfinished works, Lovecraft could create unsettling characters and horrifying scenarios.
The clergyman represents a perversion of religious faith, the dangers of unchecked power in the hands of someone with a warped sense of morality.
Prepare for a mind-bending journey through time and space with The Shadow Out of Time. Ancient civilizations, alien encounters, and a terrifying truth.
It's one of Lovecraft's most ambitious stories. It grapples with the concepts of time, consciousness, and humanity's insignificance on a cosmic scale.
Nathaniel Peasley's journey takes him millions of years into the past, where he encounters the great race of Yith, those beings who can transfer their minds across time and space.
It's a story about the vastness of the universe, the countless civilizations that have risen and fallen throughout history.
And the chilling realization that our own existence is just a blink of an eye in the grand scheme of things.
The Shadow Out of Time challenges our understanding of time, reality, and our place in the universe.
And finally, we arrive at the Haunter of the Dark. A chilling conclusion to Lovecraft's body of work. A cursed artifact, a haunted church, and a terrifying entity.
It brings together many of Lovecraft's recurring themes: forbidden knowledge, ancient entities, and the struggle to survive in a world where darkness and horror lurk just beyond our perception.
Robert Blake, drawn to this abandoned church, becomes the target of the Haunter, this creature that feeds on fear and darkness.
It's a reminder that even in death, Lovecraft's vision of cosmic horror continued to haunt us.
Wow, what a journey. We've covered every single story, uncovering the chilling elements that make Lovecraft's work so unique.
It's as if he created a universe where humanity is constantly confronted by its own insignificance. A universe filled with ancient entities, forgotten civilizations, and cosmic truths that challenge our understanding of reality.
It's a perspective that can be terrifying and strangely liberating.
And Lovecraft's stories leave us with a sense of awe, a reminder that there are forces at play in the universe far greater than ourselves.
But his work isn't just about fear and horror. It's also about the human spirit's resilience, the desire to understand, and the enduring power of the imagination.
Now let's take a closer look at some of the specific aspects of Lovecraft's world. Starting with how he builds this universe of fear. Lovecraft's universe, it's so carefully constructed, like he's drawing you into this web of fear.
It feels both familiar and totally alien, right?
Exactly. He blends these recurring elements, those interconnected stories, and that cosmic dread that permeates everything.
It's like he's saying, hey, this could be real.
Yeah.
You know, like it's all connected somehow.
Oh, absolutely. And one of the key ways he does that is with the recurring locations.
Arkham, Innsmouth.
Miskatonic University, they become like touchstones for the reader.
Yeah. You mentioned Arkham, and I instantly get chills. It's like these places become characters themselves.
Right. You know something bad is going to happen there. And then there's the Necronomicon.
Oh, the Necronomicon. That forbidden book of ultimate evil.
It pops up in so many stories. It becomes this symbol of forbidden knowledge, like a warning.
Don't read it.
Exactly. And by using it repeatedly, Lovecraft creates this shared mythology, makes the whole thing feel more real.
Like it's all part of this larger hidden world.
Yeah.
And that's what makes it so terrifying.
Speaking of terrifying, we can't forget the creatures, the monsters that inhabit Lovecraft's universe.
Oh, yeah. We're talking about Cthulhu, Shoggoths, those beings that defy description.
They're not your typical movie monsters. They're something else entirely.
It's like trying to describe a color you've never seen before.
Exactly. They blur the lines between animal, human, cosmic entity. And they're often so vast, so alien.
Like Cthulhu, that image of this giant tentacle thing sleeping beneath the ocean, just waiting.
It taps into our primal fears, doesn't it? The fear of the unknown, the unknowable.
And it's not just the monsters themselves, it's what they represent.
That sense of cosmic indifference, the idea that we're insignificant in the face of these vast, ancient forces.
And that brings us to another key theme, fragile minds.
Lovecraft's characters. They're often driven to madness by what they encounter.
Like they can't handle the truth.
Right. They get a glimpse of cosmic horror and their minds just break.
The Call of Cthulhu is a great example of that. Those investigators, they just can't cope with what they uncover.
It's the realization that humanity's place in the universe is, well, precarious.
Yeah, like we're just hanging on by a thread. And that knowledge can be dangerous.
Forbidden knowledge. That's another recurring element. The idea that some things are better left unknown.
Like opening a Pandora's box of cosmic horror. And Lovecraft plays with that a lot, doesn't he?
He does. And it's especially interesting how he uses dreams.
Oh, yeah. Dreams are like portals to other realms in Lovecraft stories.
They blur the lines between reality and fantasy. You never know what's real and what's a dream.
Like in the dream quest of unknown Kadath. Randolph Carter, traveling through these incredible landscapes, meeting these strange beings.
And those dreams often connect to Lovecraft's fascination with ancient myths and civilizations.
Right, like those myths hold a key to understanding these cosmic horrors.
And that's part of what makes Lovecraft's work so enduring, I think.
It's this blend of cosmic horror, mythology, and psychological exploration.
He taps into those primal fears, those big questions about our existence. And it resonates with us even today.
So let's talk about the dream quest of unknown Kadath a bit more. It's such a unique story, almost like a fantasy epic.
It is, and it showcases Lovecraft's range as a writer. He could do more than just straight horror.
We have Randolph Carter searching for this lost city he's only seen in dreams.
Kadath, the city of the gods.
And he encounters all these amazing creatures along the way. Ghouls, night gaunts, those talking cats.
It's almost like Lovecraft is exploring different facets of human experience through these beings.
And the landscapes.
Yeah.
Those dreamlands are so vividly described.
It makes you wonder, what is Lovecraft trying to say about the nature of dreams?
Maybe it's about our desire for escape, or the search for something beyond the mundane.
Perhaps. And it's a dangerous journey filled with challenges and temptations.
Like a metaphor for life itself.
Right,
See?
maybe. The case of Charles Dexter Ward, on the other hand, is a different kind of story, more of a historical mystery.
Oh, yeah. This one's got family secrets, alchemy, body snatching. It's wild.
Charles is obsessed with his ancestor, Joseph Curwen, this alchemist from the 1700s.
And the deeper he digs, the darker the secrets become.
It's that classic Lovecraftian theme again. The pursuit of knowledge leading to disastrous consequences.
Charles's quest to resurrect his ancestor unleashes something truly terrifying.
It's a warning about tampering with forces we don't understand.
And the way Lovecraft weaves historical details into the story, it's like he's blurring the lines between fact and fiction.
Makes it all the more unsettling. Now, the Dunwich Horror, that's a classic tale of ancient bloodlines and cosmic horror.
The Whatleys, that isolated family, touched by something otherworldly. It's creepy from the start.
And the setting, that remote town of Dunwich, adds to the atmosphere of dread.
Right, you feel like something is wrong in that place from the first page.
And then there's Wilbur Whatley, the strange, deformed son who ages rapidly.
Oh yeah. And his connection to Yog-Sothoth, that's where things get really scary.
It's Lovecraft blending cosmic horror with folk horror. Those rural legends and superstitions, they take on a whole new meaning.
And the climax with the townsfolk confronting this monstrous entity, it's unforgettable.
The Dunwich Horror is a story that stays with you. It makes you question what might be lurking in the shadows, just beyond our understanding.
Okay, we're back, ready to wrap up our Lovecraftian journey. And we've saved some of the best for last, wouldn't you say?
Oh, absolutely. The Shadow Out of Time, At the Mountains of Madness, and The Shadow over Innsmouth, these are Lovecraft at his most ambitious.
These stories really showcase that sense of cosmic scale that Lovecraft is known for.
Those vast, ancient landscapes, the Cyclopean ruins, entities that dwarf human understanding, it's all there.
It's like Lovecraft is peeling back layers of reality, revealing a universe that's far stranger and more terrifying than we ever imagined.
And it's that unsettling wonder, that feeling of being on the edge of the abyss that makes his work so compelling.
So let's start with The Shadow Out of Time. This one takes us on a mind-bending journey through time and space.
It grapples with the concept of cosmic time. Millions of years, civilizations rising and falling, and humanity's place in all of that.
Our protagonist, Nathaniel Peaslee, experiences this firsthand. He has this mental break and is transported millions of years into the past.
He encounters the great race of Yith, these beings who have mastered time travel and mental transference.
They can inhabit the bodies of other creatures. Imagine that.
It raises some profound questions about identity and consciousness. What does it mean to be human when your mind can be displaced, your body taken over?
Peaslee eventually returns to his own time, but he's forever changed by what he's seen and experienced.
He carries the knowledge of this vast, ancient universe, a history that stretches back eons and hints at cosmic horrors beyond our comprehension.
It's like a glimpse into the true nature of reality, and it's terrifying and awe-inspiring at the same time.
The Shadow Out of Time really leaves you with a sense of wonder. and a healthy dose of existential dread.
Okay, let's shift gears and head to Antarctica for At the Mountains of Madness. This one is a true epic.
An expedition that uncovers the ruins of a civilization so ancient it predates humanity by millions of years.
We're talking about the Elder Things. These beings that created life on Earth.
They represent a kind of cosmic horror that's both fascinating and terrifying. Their motivations are beyond our understanding.
And their creations, the Shoggoths, those shape-shifting creatures that eventually rebelled.
A warning about the dangers of playing God, right? Even the most advanced creations can turn on their creators.
And the evidence the explorers find of a war between the Elder Things and the Mi-Go, it just adds another layer to Lovecraft's cosmic mythology.
Those fungoid creatures from Yuga, they're even more unsettling than the Elder Things.
It's like Lovecraft is saying, hey, there are things out there far older and more powerful than humanity, and we're just scratching the surface.
At the Mountains of Madness really expands our understanding of the scope of Lovecraft's vision.
And it leaves us with a sense of our own vulnerability, a reminder that we're just one species among many, and not necessarily at the top of the food chain.
Now, for our final stop, let's bring that cosmic horror a little closer to home with The Shadow over Innsmouth.
This one takes us to a seemingly ordinary New England town with a very dark secret.
The Deep Ones. Fish-like creatures that dwell in the ocean depths and have been interbreeding with humans for centuries.
Our protagonist stumbles upon this conspiracy, and it's a terrifying realization. These ancient, monstrous beings are slowly infiltrating our world.
It plays on our fears of the other, the unknown, and the idea that our own ancestry might be tainted by something monstrous.
The ending, with the protagonist realizing his own connection to the Deep Ones, is one of the most chilling in all of Lovecraft.
It's a reminder that cosmic horror isn't confined to distant planets or ancient ruins. It can be right here, right now, hidden in plain sight.
So there you have it. We've journeyed through the complete works of H.P. Lovecraft. Every story, every glimpse into the abyss.
We've encountered ancient entities, forgotten civilizations, and cosmic truths that challenge our understanding of reality.
We've explored the depths of human fear, the fragility of our minds, and the allure of the unknown.
And through it all, we've witnessed the power of Lovecraft's imagination to transport us to other worlds, to make us question everything we thought we knew, and to leave us with a sense of wonder and dread that lingers long after the final page.
Lovecraft's work is a testament to the enduring power of cosmic horror. It speaks to our deepest fears, our anxieties about our place in the universe, and the possibility that there are forces at play beyond our comprehension.
But beyond the horror, there's a sense of beauty in Lovecraft's work, a recognition of the vastness and mystery of the cosmos, and the human spirit's enduring desire to understand, even in the face of overwhelming forces.
So keep those cosmic gears turning, dear listeners. Explore the unknown, embrace the mystery, maybe keep a nightlight on, just in case. Until next time, happy reading.